Well, good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be able to present to you today the State of the University Address 2018. We are coming off of the best year in our history, and we're stronger than we've ever been. The good thing is this year is going to be even better. Recent global honor that's based purely on metrics and not reputation or popularity contest. We were named the #1 young university, which means under 50 years or younger in the U.S., and number 10 worldwide. The interesting thing is that wasn't on our radar screen until they contacted us. So we're proud of it, and it's certainly a tribute to our faculty, our staff, our students. The will to do more. As you will see in our new branding campaign, UAB powered by will. What does that mean? That means when the going gets tough, we will get the job done. And it means we have the will to pursue excellence in every part of our mission. So this is a little description.
The Scribblers, Sketchers, Doodlers, powered by midnight oil. Under moonlight, they tinker, toil. Stop, go, then nothing, then nothing, then eureka, everything. So who will create a better smartphone? Who'll make the game safer? Who'll develop an unheard of treatment for a rare disease? And then 200 more? He will. She will. They will. UAB, powered by will.
This is our third straight year of record enrollment. We are almost 22,000 students strong today, and that's ahead of our schedule. We've grown more the last 2 years than we anticipated, and thankfully, our schools and teachers have responded to that and made it work. We have chemistry laboratories until 9 o'clock at night and on Saturday, but everyone is working hard to accommodate these additional students. We grew by more students this year than any other university in the state, and you can see that that's both across undergraduate and graduate. Our honors college grew even more, over 13% to over 2,000 students. You can see the freshman class and their academic accomplishments as they join us. You can also see how diverse our student body is. Our freshman class, 40% minority, 64% female, and 29% first generation, i.e. the first in their families to go to college and get a university education. And that's not by accident. That's because we want to give our young people access to a world-class education. And you can see we can't send all of our students for study abroad, although we want to send more and more, but we can bring the world to UAB. And you see our 1,000 international students and over 400 international faculty, staff, and volunteers, visiting scholars, representing over 100 countries. That's by design, because we know that the more our students experience those who seem different from them on the surface, the more they realize how much we are all much more alike. Whether you were born in America or born in a country across the seas, and you come to this institution, everybody is going to be treated equally. That student body growth has translated into additional credit hours, which drives our tuition revenue, which helps us transform our educational facilities. And right now across UAB, you can see that we have become one of the most beautiful, green, sustainable, urban campuses in America, and also one of the safest and most secure, even in a big city. How are we recruiting these students? How are we attracting them? Well, we're giving them novel majors that will put them at the forefront of their fields. very few institutions have an undergraduate degree in immunology or genetics and genomic sciences, and medical sociology, which is appropriate for us as a health-oriented university, but a comprehensive university. This fall, we introduced a new bachelor's degree in bioinformatics, which is studying information science related to healthcare, related to biology and biomedical science, as well as a new master's in data science, which is more popular than ever because data science is what drives much of our new knowledge. This spring, we're introducing a new Master of Science in Engineering Management to help either our alums who are working or others who are working who want to get a degree in management and they work in the fields of engineering. You can see we still continue to rank among the best graduate schools in America across many different topics. Our Master's in Health Administration is number 2, as is our Nursing Administration. My question to them is, when are we going to be number 1? Ranking among our peers related to exploring the frontiers of knowledge. This past year, we had a record $562 million research expenditures. That ranked us number 15 among all public universities in federal funding. And in NIH funding, we ranked number 8 among all public universities. And you can see that those are in the upper echelons of these outstanding institutions. And we continue to be one of the most effective and high-powered research institutions in the Southeast. In Alabama, you can see the relative proportion of NIH funding that we have compared to other institutions. 86% of all the state NIH funding comes to UAB. Our overall research portfolio is twice as big as all the other universities in the state put together. And that's something we can all be proud of. But we're not just about biomedical research, cybersecurity. Our folks, both faculty and students, are developing new technologies and partnering with our major security agencies to combat cybercrime globally. In the College of Arts and Sciences, our faculty published 17 books in 2017. And one of our faculty received a very highly competitive National Endowment for the Humanities Fellowship. Engineering continued to excel in building machines, in particular high-tech space freezers for the International Space Station. And their grant has moved up to an upper limit of $50 million. The will to find answers that change people's lives. This past year, we saw over 1.7 million patient visits, and we saved more lives than ever. Our U.S. News rankings put 10 of our specialties in the top 50. The only ones ahead of us were Duke University. Our live donor kidney chain is the longest in the history of medicine, now over 100. And each one of those saved somebody's life, and somebody donated a kidney to help save their lives. Our transplant teams here at UAB have done the 3rd most organ transplants in the last 49 years. They were started, did the first one in 1969. We do want to transform our economy. We want to help Birmingham and Alabama be all that we can be. Our Harvard Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship continues to accelerate commercialization. Under the leadership of Dr. Kathy Nugent, we had over $6 million in revenue, 9 startups, 42 licenses executed, 38 patents. And we just received American Public Land Grant University's Innovation and Economic Prosperity designation. That was a lot of work that Kathy and our entire team put in. You can see Innovation Depot, and we're the lead investor and partner there, is doing extremely well, better than ever. Over 100 companies, 1,000 jobs, and a $1.6 billion impact over the last 5 years. And they are helping build the technology and knowledge economy in Birmingham. We want to give access to as many of our young people as possible to both education and skills development. And through our Innovate Birmingham IT Workforce Development Program, we've had over 150 graduates in the last 2.5 years. Each one of them has had the opportunity to move into the IT tech field to get a job that will change their families and change their neighborhoods. We continue to work with others to build here in Birmingham a workforce that is going to lead our future economy. The will to inspire. We have some of the finest arts facilities in the country and the world, and we bring the world of talent to Birmingham every year through our Alice Stevens Center and through our Abrams Engel Institute for the Visual Arts. A big part of that is education and giving our young people, our children, access to these artists and to educational programs. We partnered with the Kennedy Center and are trying to develop professional development programs for our teachers. WBHM, 110,000 weekly listeners here in the heart of Central Alabama. Our benevolent fund raised a record $2.06 million last year, contributed to 145 area nonprofits, including our own Blazer Kitchen, which was established several years ago to make sure that no one within the UAB community has food insecurity. And a few years ago, when I learned from some of our students that there was food insecurity here, even on our campus, John Jones and I determined that that would never happen here. And we created the food pantry here in the Hill Student Center, and we worked with our benevolent fund to create this Blazer Kitchen, which, as you can see, serves a lot of people in need. And that's what we're all about as an institution. We're about serving others and helping the world be a better place. We're going to cut the ribbon on Thursday for our 5th Habitat House, and you can see over 2,800 of our faculty, staff, students volunteered. In January, we're excited to launch Blazer Pulse, which is a community engagement software platform that will allow us to track and measure our collective impact in the city of Birmingham and across the state of Alabama, and in some instances around the world. As part of our strategic plan, we intend to take on a grand challenge, something that's facing not only us in Birmingham and in Alabama, but others around the world. Dr. Chris Brown has been leading this process very effectively, and this was not from the top down, this was from the bottom up. And you can see that we have moved to funding 6 planning grants at $30,000 each, and the full proposals will be due in January, and a selected challenge will begin funding and work in the summer of 2019. All 6 of those planning grants, all 6 of those proposals are outstanding. And while we might pick one to invest a concentration of resources, I can tell already that we're going to invest in many of them, and many of them will move to opportunities for extramural funding, big time, and in philanthropy, because these are challenges that affect everyone. Also, as part of our strategic plan, we want to look at our curriculum. It's been decades since our core curriculum was changed, and now that we're in the 21st century and going full bore, we want to make sure that we have a core curriculum that is not just signature, but is signature to UAB, and it's meeting the needs of our students in the 21st century. And this is a process that's going through a lot of deliberation with anybody having input. Susan Spacini and Allison Chapman are leading this, and you can see that committees, liaisons are gathering input, and we're going to work through this process over the coming year. We are now a campus that covers more than 100 blocks on the south side of Birmingham, And as I could tell this morning when I couldn't find a parking place, we are growing beyond sometimes our current infrastructure. All of the building going on across campus and our upgrades of our utilities to be an even greener, more sustainable campus have the roads torn up all over the campus, and we understand that. There's been no shortage of complaints about parking, even among our students. I've received some interesting emails, and fortunately, we've been able to respond to those sensibly. But we are looking to make sure that our parking is capable of handling the volume of people coming. And part of that is by creating zones where students can have priority parking, and on the east side of campus, the hospital and research and other facilities can have their appropriate parking. Well, we've opened 3 facilities in 4 weeks this fall. The new School of Nursing building is outstanding. It is the finest nursing education facility in the country, and they have a full-scale patient room, ICU room, operating room, delivery room, and nursing units there in the basement, down the first floor in the educational area. And that gives them the opportunity to work and study together on mannequins and robots before they go work on patients who are putting their lives in their hands. But this is a wonderful facility. The new Collette School of Business, Harvard Institute for Innovation building next door on the other side of Campbell is unbelievable. It really is a beautiful facility, and again, built very carefully to meet the needs of our students in the School of Business and our tech transfer. It's so good to have them together. They are thriving together in this new facility. And we opened a new police headquarters that serves our campus and makes sure that we are safe and secure this fall and early August. And they are thrilled to have that facility. If you haven't seen it, they'll be happy to give you a tour of it. The will to grow responsibly. We are greening the western side of our campus very deliberately. You see there on top the final representation of our new track and field complex will be finished in December. We're expanding our soccer field to hold 5,000 spectators because we are partnering with the new professional soccer team who will play their games here. They will play 20 games this spring and bring 100,000 people to our campus and to this part of Birmingham. The track and field complex had to go where the beach volleyball courts were, so they're going to get a brand new facility right on 6th Avenue across from the new recreation fields and across from the football complex. And we're excited they've broken ground already on the new downtown BJCC football stadium, which will be home to the Blazers, but which will be home to many other sports activities and entertainment events throughout the year. And we played a pivotal role in helping that be successful. Well, how about those Blazers who are 7-1? First place in Conference USA. Not only in Conference USA, but look at that, 5th-ranked defense in the nation, leading the nation in sacks. They've had 3 shutouts this year, which is the most in Conference USA history. And we won 10 straight home games here at Legion Field, another UAB record, and a reason that we all should be there on Saturday. There's a great tailgate, and there's going to be the game starting at 6:30, and we obviously want to win that and the rest of our games. Not only football, but women's soccer, women's volleyball, men's golf, and many other teams are performing very well and achieving new heights of excellence. Well, how about the campaign for UAB? We are now over $970 million toward our billion, and that's something to be proud of. 102,000 plus donors, and the results are over 200 new endowed scholarships, 33 endowed chairs, which allow us to retain and attract the best talent in the country, 59 endowed professorships, and the value of our endowment now is over $500 million. Thanks to Tom Brannon and his entire team for working hard every day to help others find the opportunity and the reasons to invest in UAB. We anticipate breaking that billion in the near future. Well, next year we will celebrate our 50th birthday or 50th anniversary, whichever way you want to look at it. You can see in the middle there our logo for the 50-year celebration. You can see the crest in the back and then the fire in the front, our dragon fire, established in 1969 in fairly humble beginnings. You can see on the left there, it's Tidwell Hall, I think. That was the extension of the University of Alabama that allowed people in Birmingham to take classes. And on the right there, you can see some nurses dressed in a different form than today with their caps and so forth, but nonetheless, doing a fabulous job then and an even better job now. We've got so much to be proud of at UAB. We are the most accomplished university in the state of Alabama, and our mission is bigger than any institution in the state of Alabama. World-class education, world-class research, world-class healthcare, community impact that's greater than any other institution in the city or the state, $7.15 billion economic impact, and driving the economy of Birmingham in the future. And you can see that we are being recognized nationally and globally in many of the top venues in the world. Over 61,000 media hits to date in FY18, and almost 10% of those are global. So we're proud of all the work that's being done. We are about helping people face sometimes very difficult situations through our health care. If you're sick in the state of Alabama and you come to our doorstep, we will always provide world-class health care. No matter your station in life, we provided over $100 million of unreimbursed care last year. And we continue to be fortunate to be able to do that. Our recent video about More Than a Game, which relates to our football team's efforts with the children at Children's Harbor, garnered an Emmy this past year, and you see it there. The video speaks really to UAB's commitment to service and care in our community. And I want Andrea Reber, Jeff Myers, and Laura Thomas to please stand if they're in the audience so that we can give you due honor. Get your handkerchief and tissue ready because this is going to get you.
Coaches often say play for the team on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back. But sometimes those letters can mean just as much.
To me, I feel like this game would be the game that I remember the most in my college career because it's not about me. You know, it's about more than me.
In June of 2015, the Nichols were on a family vacation when 8-year-old Emmy started showing signs of what they thought was the flu.
She would projectile vomit, complain of a headache.
A lot of crying.
Just continually, she got worse.
After being admitted to Children's of Alabama, doctors discovered the worst.
I was told that Emmy had a brain tumor, and then we were told it was cancerous that night. So we had our world flipped upside down from a healthy girl who we thought had a virus to now we have cancer and a brain tumor.
2 days later, Emmy had surgery to have the tumor removed.
It was very tough watching her, because not just because she's my daughter, it's because she's our youngest, and you know, you never want anything bad to happen to your children.
During her time in the hospital, the Nichols family found comfort at Children's Harbor, a nonprofit that provides counseling and support.
And you really learn, gosh, your extended family is not always blood related.
The Nichols soon found out just how far that extension went when members of the UAB football team showed up at Emmy's bedside.
Coach Clark came into the program in 2014. He said something to all of us as former players. He said, "You guys are family."
Will played for UAB from 91 to 94. With 2 sons, he never imagined his daughter would be the reason the name Nichols would once again be on a UAB uniform.
We're going to wear the name on the back of our jersey of a Children's Harbor, Children's Hospital patient now, former patient, recovered patient, to recognize them and really take the spotlight off of us and put it on somebody else.
Overwhelmed. You know, part of it is because I played there. It means a lot to me.
At UAB's homecoming game, every player wore a child's name instead of their own. Each tackle and touchdown scored a way to honor, cheer on, and point back to those patients.
Those kids are just the toughest. I don't understand how tough they are.
Of the nearly 100 children represented, some weren't able to sit in the stands.
But he had a smile that would light up the whole world.
Corey Bishop passed away last year.
Just seeing his name, knowing that he couldn't do it, but knowing that part of him is still out there it's really special.
Shaq Jones played for Emmy.
It's very special to me. There's so many children who have life-threatening diseases or things like that, and they may not be able to do this again, so.
For Shaq, Emmy's story is even more personal.
Something that a lot of people don't know that I haven't told anyone, the condition that she had a tumor in her brain. My mom has the same, she suffered with the same problem. When I met her, I was just like, yeah, I would love to wear, your name, represent you, but not only am I representing you, I'm representing my mama, so it's like a perfect match.
Everyone on the team suited up for someone, and they weren't going to give up on this game.
30-yard attempt, middle of the field, snap, spot, kick! Oh, it's blocked! They blocked it! Picked up by Barnes, running to the near side and tackled! UAB wins! Fairy tale ending belongs to UAB!
In the locker room, the team knew who to celebrate with.
1, 2, 3.
An unbelievable finish for a team that brought these patients' fight to the front, so you'll never forget the names on the back.
UAB, powered by Will. The video captures really what's at the heart of this institution. Couldn't be more proud of each and every one of you. Our people are our greatest assets. Our leadership, our faculty, our staff, our students, our alumni, and our community supporters help make us great. And our mission is front and center every day. And we are proud to be here and feel proud of the work that you and all of our faculty, staff, and students do each and every day. Thank you for your attention. Any questions? Comments? Quiet as a mouse? Or a sleeping dragon?
Question in the back.
Okay, please. Yes.
Okay. I was wondering, I missed the very beginning, but do you think that we will continue to grow on the trajectory we're growing in terms of undergraduates?
Well, we are exceeding our expectations the last 2 years. We plan to grow by about 500 students a year. And the last 2 years, we've been over 1,000 growth. And fortunately, we are able to accommodate it because we have planned for growth. And you see the beautiful new educational facilities that we have are fabulous. We have a new College of Arts and Sciences building that's going to be completed, and folks will move in there late next spring, next summer. We've got a number of buildings planned across the campus in addition. A new residence hall to accommodate our growth, about 750 beds or so. It's going to be built on 10th Avenue right south of the new freshman residence hall. It's going to be very much of a similar design and construction. It will have a 300-seat dining facility in it because we're outgrowing our dining facilities. And it will have a large green space in between those two buildings for our students to have for activities. It'll also have a very attractive front on 10th Avenue South, which is totally being renovated from 18th Street all the way down to 8th Street. And it's been inconvenient because we've been tearing it up for the last year, putting in all of our new utilities, which will save us millions of dollars a year and which will make us even greener and more sustainable. So I think that we continue to estimate that we'll grow by about 500 students a year. And with our current growth and additional facilities, we're planning a new science building on this end of campus and a new genomic medicine and data science research building on the health-related part of campus, the east part of campus. Those will both be world-class facilities that will allow us to continue our research growth. Also, we're building a new proton radiation therapy facility, first and only in Alabama. It'll be finished in the next year or so because it's a complex building. We're building a new IT center, start to break ground this coming year so that we have a modern place for our high-powered IT facilities and our supercomputer. And we're planning renovations of Campbell Hall. It will no longer be a science building, most likely, unless it's dry science, and it will be for teaching and for student services and for administration, potentially. And I'm trying to remember if I missed anything. But those new buildings will accommodate the growth that we are anticipating. We did grow by over 5% in undergraduates, but we also grew by over 5% in our master's programs. And our doctoral programs grew by about 2%. So we are planning additional campus development in order to be able to accommodate this growth. Yes?
President Watts, is there a timeline for the science complex building and an idea about where it might actually sit?
We are still planning and finalizing the details, but the basic plan is, as long as the business plan looks tight, is to renovate the business and engineering complex, the business end that was emptied for the School of Education. Renovate that, move them there, take down the education building, and put the first phase of hopefully a number of science and engineering buildings there in that site. And Alan Bolton and the team in facilities, as well as Bob Palazzo and others, are working hard to plan that facility and to make sure it's something that is modern and will accommodate our growth. It'll be both for research and for educational laboratories, which we desperately need. And so we'll hopefully have the final timeline on that in the very near future. Sure. And we also, are obviously going to need to accommodate others in Campbell who might move out. And there's a cascade of dominoes that kind of come into play. But those are our current plans. And we would like to have broken ground yesterday or last year. But it's taken a complex set of planning because of all the other buildings and because of all the effects it will have. But we think that this plan will accommodate everyone in either newly renovated or newly built facilities. And one of the reasons we've been building new buildings rather than renovating old buildings, it lowers our cost a lot in the long term. And it provides us with modern facility that doesn't have deferred maintenance. To take care of these buildings over time is tens of millions of dollars. And we have 250 plus buildings on campus. So we have moved toward modern facilities to decrease our deferred maintenance and to improve our utility use, our sustainability, the greening of our campus. And fortunately, we've been successful enough to be able to pay for those through our tuition growth, through our research growth, through our healthcare enterprise, through our economic development, and through the support from the state of Alabama. Our budget from the state is about $270 million. We hope that'll go up some this year, and we believe it will. But that's far less than 10% of the entire budget of the university and the health system. Our university budget is approaching $1.2 billion, which is the largest in the state, and our health system is over $3 billion plus in revenue a year. So together, our university and our health system are the biggest enterprise, certainly the biggest academic enterprise in the state. And we have a big mission to serve the people of Alabama, and we do that every day. And we're very excited to have our additional students this year. The Birmingham Business Alliance and others have estimated that 1,000 additional students brings a $50 million economic impact to Birmingham. It gives us the opportunity to educate even more of our young people and to help them be ready to serve not only their city and state and nation, but the world. Any other questions? Comments? Yes?
As a member of the Sustainability Strategic Plan, I know it's going to be rolled out soon. I just wanted to publicly thank you for your support for moving UAB in this direction, because I think it's absolutely critical at this juncture that we do so. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Well, we're excited about that Sustainability Strategic Plan. It looks out over the next 5 or 6 years. I've reviewed it, and you and all the others did a fabulous job. Julie Price continues to lead that effort so effectively. You may have seen up on, I think, 10th Avenue and about 17th or so, our solar house, which has been reassembled and which we placed high, was it 5th? 5th, 6th, 5th? That's what I thought, 5th, internationally in a competition that was held in Denver. Our students, our faculty, our staff, our facilities team were great, and volunteers in the community. Meryl Stewart and others built that house, disassembled it, took it out there, put it back together, represented all that it could do, and finished 5th in the world in that competition. Switzerland won, but they've been doing it about 15 or 20 years. That was our first one, right? Watch out next year. It took a lot of work, but we're going to put it back together there, and I think it's still planned for 2 of our students to live in there. Maybe. Don't make promises. Demonstration project first. Yeah, that's true. That's good. That whole area around there is going to become Dragonfly Park as part of our campus master plan and as part of our desire to be good neighbors to the communities around us. And that big green facility will have a lot of different activities. It holds our community garden now, and it continues to expand. But the facilities team and our planning team are doing a great job of envisioning that, and they came up with this name of Dragonfly Park to tie in with, obviously, our dragon. But that will be the south border of campus there, next to Ramsey High School, that not only can our community be part of it, but the south side, Glen Iris community, can be part of it. And the same on the west side of campus. That track and field facility will be for everybody. And it will give us a venue both to exercise our own selves, but to bring others to campus, children, young people, other teams to come and compete here and to see UAB and to see Birmingham. And it's going to be truly amazing when those facilities are finished. Any other questions? If not, thank you all for everything you do every day.